Welcome to another edition of Monkey Knife Fight DFS picks for week 1 of the NFL here on Fantasy Focus. I'm Derek Tate alongside the Fantasy Focus crew, Ryan Levy and Matt Bucks, as we break down the picks for the the Las Vegas Raiders, taking on the Carolina Panthers. So, boys, this is an interesting one. The Oakland, I got it, Bucky. This is going to get me all damn year.
Me too. It's all of us. I mean, for our entire lives, you think of John Madden and the Oakland Raiders. You don't think of Las Vegas Raiders. It's never even entered my lexicon whatsoever. So I think everyone still knows that the team Oakland Raiders is now in Las Vegas, but it's still the Oakland Raiders.
What was the violator? We got to get the violator on here to get our asses whenever we make the stake for the Oakland Raiders Las Vegas.
When we feel low, we need violator to come in and pummel us into the earth.
Yeah, that dude was electric. Can you believe he got on a plane? Anyway, he got in plane full garb. That's just fantastic on its way to Tennessee. But so let's go ahead and. So if you have not yet done so, this is your first time playing Monkey Knife Fight, go to monkeyknifefight.com, create an account, use the promo code FOCUSED, and when you make your first deposit of $50 or more using the promo code FOCUSED, Monkey Knife Fight will automatically credit your account with an additional $50 to go ahead and play with, so we can go ahead and make a little bit of money during week 1 of the National Football League kickoff, baby. I can't get enough of the fact that we're getting a little bit of football. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. Bucky, if you want to go ahead and share your screen for some of the DFS picks through Monkey Knife Fight for this specific game. You're going to have to forgive my hair. I look like Robbie Anderson's stock default image picture on their website. It's actually kind of fantastic.
Your hair is so high, it's out of the frame.
I know. I mean, I'm just going to have to tilt. And there's the actual proper, way to get my hair in frame. But so we got Bucky down here sharing his screen. First game, it looks like we're going to take a look at touchdown dance. What you got, Buck?
So I feel like there's a lot of potential for some fireworks in this game. It's one of those games that it could go either way, but we all know the known quantities of these teams, which are the following players. You have Christian McCaffrey. You then have Josh Jacobs. You have Derek Carr to a certain extent, Darren Waller, DJ Moore, and then nothing. So that's what makes it very intriguing. Let's go in here. We're going to have to pick our first player. So this is the touchdown dance. We're essentially choosing players that we think will accumulate touchdowns. You have to take one player from each team. So I think very clearly we're going to start with Christian McCaffrey here.
Yep.
I feel like McCaffrey can get 3 in this game on his own.
I agree with you there. Second one is where it gets a little tricky. I think, I'd like to believe that Josh Jacobs scores, but I don't know. I kind of feel like they might be struggling a little bit, and I think they might hit with some deep hitters. So I'm actually going to say Henry Ruggs.
Ooh. Yeah, I would be going Josh Jacobs all day on this one. Baby.
Yeah,
you want to be stack, maybe the stack with Josh Jacobs and Henry Ruggs. I'd like that a little bit more. I just can't leave Josh Jacobs out of my lineup.
I just have this vision of a nice 60-yard touchdown for Henry Ruggs.
I mean, you've been singing his praises all offseason, Bucky. So I respect the fact that you're sticking to your guns here. But for me, in this scenario where there's like no budget and you just have to pick 3 players, it's easy for me. It's McCaffrey and Jacobs, and then the third one is what you can argue on. And I'm fine with taking a stab at Ruggs for sure.
Well, I think for me at least, it boils down to Waller and Ruggs.
Well, if you're going to go with an option, I mean, I believe that this secondary for the Carolina Panthers is going to struggle. And whether he's going to be pulling Dante Jackson or he's going to be going up against Troy Bryant Jr. or one of the safeties in Trey Boston, because I know that they're going to move Ruggs all over the formation. They've already talked about playing him in the slot, but of course he's capable of flexing outside. Ruggs has a very good opportunity to pop a big one in this game. So I'm on board with actually picking him for part of this touchdown contest.
Okay. All right. I like this one quite a bit, to be honest with you.
What are you feeling? Over 2.5 or over 3.5?
I say 3.5.
Okay. I'm going to roll with Tate here because he just mentioned like 6 members of the Carolina secondary I've never heard of. So that's I'm going to say 3.5 here. 2 for my guy Ruggsy, and I'm going to go 5 actually on this. 5 to win 25.
See, I feel confident that McCaffrey's going to have a multi-score game. And then you just really need to get – I mean, Jacobs is even possible to punch it in a couple times on his own. But Ruggs, I see having a big play as well. I think 4 is very attainable.
All right,
I agree with you there.
Hey, before we get into the next one, we got a question here unrelated to this game, but let's get to it. Jacob, thanks for joining us in the comments here. Is Deshaun Jackson worth starting over Antonio Gibson or Devontae Parker?
Over both. Absolutely. 100%. Unequivocally, yes. Do that all day, every day. We have no idea what Antonio Gibson's workload is going to be. I know they've come out and said it, expect somewhere around 15 touches. This is against a very tough Philadelphia unit, and I know they've given up a lot of passing work to opposing running backs last season, but we don't know what to expect at all from Antonio Gibson in week 1. And this is not a very friendly matchup. So I'm staying a hell away from Antonio Gibson. Deshaun Jackson, the one game that he looked great and the one game that he was healthy last year, he torched this exact Washington Redskins secondary. So give me D-Jax over a Devontae Parker who's going against Stephon Gilmore and already dealing with a little bit of a hammy issue.
Yeah, I love Devontae Parker more than anyone. You guys know that, but I don't love the matchup, and he's been banged up. So I'm concerned as a Parker owner. But for me, real quick, Gibson I saw go in the 4th round of a 14-team PPR league. That's insane. I'm starting D Jackson over Gibson all day. So for me, I'll roll D Jackson Parker.
And Jacob, you can join us with any of these questions from 10:30 until 12-ish, probably knowing us a little bit later than 12-ish tomorrow with the amount of questions we get, certainly week 1. But join us tomorrow here, same page, Jacob. We'll be here for you, just like Dried Ocean says here, saving for tomorrow. It's just a rapid fire, just a barrage of questions, and we hit every single one of them. So join us.
It's a 15-round prize fight for us, and we're up for the challenge. We go the distance every time.
Yeah, and if I have just enough of these today, I'm going to be in perfect shape for tomorrow.
All right, what do we got for our second play here, Buckey?
So second play here, I like this rapid fire. It's actually just a 2 out of 2, a little simpler, but you still return 3x your buy-in. So even if you go low, you can just capitalize, reinvest. It's like an annuity. So I like that. Here it is. Derek Carr, Bridgewater. We have passing yards here. Bridgewater getting 13.5. I'm actually leaning towards Teddy Bridgewater on this. Tate, what's your thought?
So if we're talking about passing yardage, I don't know. I mean, how many yards is he getting? He's getting 13.5?
13.5.
13.5. I would lean it towards Bridgewater. I mean, you just have to take into account how many yards that Christian McCaffrey is going to contribute to the passing game as well. You're going to be able to dump it off to him. And then I already mentioned, as much as I don't like the secondary for the Carolina Panthers, I'm not very high on the secondary for the Las Vegas Raiders either. So, and they added Robbie Anderson. I mean, Matt Rule, new offensive system. You got Teddy Bridgewater slinging it around the yard. I think that since it's pretty close to even, so the fact that Bridgewater is getting about 13 yards, I'll go ahead and give him the nod in the second.
14, Derek. 14.
14. My apologies.
Yeah, I'm with you guys on this for sure. When I can get that many yards, and I'm not crazy about either of these quarterbacks this year, but I think Bridgewater might surprise some people. And like you said, the X factor of McCaffrey. McCaffrey's going to probably have 100 yards receiving. So I'm going to lean Bridgewater here in the 14 yards.
So this is where it gets tricky here, and I want to lean on Tate because you said something before we went live here regarding DJ Moore. So Darren Waller receiving yards is getting 14.5, but you had some great insight on DJ Moore, Tate.
Well, DJ Moore, one of the biggest, he was a top 20 PPR receiver last year, and that was with Kyle Allen under center for the majority of the year. So you bring in Teddy Bridgewater, you bring in a new offensive coordinator, a new offensive system. I think DJ Moore is going to be able to eat, man. And the same thing with Darren Waller. It's going to be close, but if I think that there's a better opportunity for someone to pop a big play, I believe it is DJ Moore. So if we're just going on yardage total, then I'm going to go with DJ Moore over Darren Waller. If it was receptions, it would be a little bit different story.
Yep,
But with yardage, I'm going DJ Moore.
I totally agree. If this is a reception battle, let's say Waller's getting plus 1.5. I'm leaning Waller there, but I think that the explosive nature and just the lack of any man that can go ahead and cover can't guard DJ.
Can't guard
DJ.
Can't guard him, dude.
I'm on board with this play too.
Yeah, I like this play quite a bit. I'm going to put a little $5 on it. 5 to win 15.
This is going to get dangerous, fellas, because there's so many good contests on Monkey Knife Fight on Sunday morning. You know, like before you know it, you've blown through $100 on $5 plays.
If you're having fun, who cares?
I mean, I'll say this, man. They got a rookie in Damon Arnett that should see some snaps. LaMarcus Joyner working out of the slot, and then Trayvon Mullen on the outside. I don't think any of these guys are going to be able to slow down DJ Moore.
Love to hear it. I don't have enough shares of DJ. What are we doing here?
That's a terrible first matchup in the NFL to go up against DJ Moore. If DJ Moore had a better quarterback, he'd be a top 10 fantasy guy for me this year at the position.
Fair. What is that go long contest I just saw in there?
Whoa. We got to go long, baby.
Where was that?
I don't know. You were scrolling and I just saw it.
Oh, yeah.
What
is this?
What is it?
I don't like this receiving yards goal. I don't like this, but let's see what they are. Oh, we don't even know. So it's
down at the bottom. You just got to take a look.
Oh.
So if you feel confident 3 players can hit the 200-yard receiving mark.
Oh, yes, I do. Let's do it.
So I would say DJ Moore, Henry Ruggs, and then the third one would be the tricky one. Again, yardage total, not receptions, yardage totals.
McCaffrey,
dude. I'm thinking he's going to get 100 yards receiving.
I'm a little stuck between him and Waller. But I'll get McCaffrey. Just has such a high floor. Give me McCaffrey.
I don't know, man. The more I look at Darren Waller and his face, like look at his face. That's a guy that's going to score. You know, I mean,
look at the camera work by Buck. Just zooming in.
I mean, that hair though.
I'm gonna go Waller here.
Okay.
Wow.
I don't think it's a wow. I mean, if you were to put a McCaffrey versus Waller receiving yardage, I think it'd be about a coin flip. Probably even favor Waller a little bit.
So I'm going to go for 220 total yards here. Oh, I like it.
Yikes. I like it a lot. I'm fading this contest. I'm not playing this one.
I'm just doing a 2 to win 6. This ain't a big deal. They offer us a new contest. We dive face first into it.
It's a little dabble. I love it.
So I like that. Actually,
30X.
I'm going to be taking a look at that one with our other picks across other contests and shit like that moving forward.
I don't see a 30X.
This contest is I think it's 35X now, right?
Go to more. Keep scrolling, Buck. Show more contests. And then you gotta grab that little cursor. Yeah, listen to the guy that didn't know how to.
Oh, yeah, there it is at the end.
Yeah, 35 times you're buying?
Yeah, they upped it, dude.
Oh, God. Oh, boy.
Right, so this is more or less 35X. You got to get 6 out of 6. I mean, immediately, I want this.
Double more on both?
Yep.
I don't know if I can endorse that.
All right. Does this look more appetizing?
I'm just not a believer in, that looks more appetizing.
Or does this look like the real Supreme? But we had, I can see this, but for whatever reason, I see Bridgewater getting some yardage tomorrow.
Tater?
I mean, if we're high on DJ Moore and Christian McCaffrey, I mean, and they've also got Curtis Samuel and Robbie Anderson who aren't scrubs against the secondary that I think is going to struggle all year. So I'd probably rather go less on the 255, but I think that he's capable of hitting it. DJ Moore, I'm going over.
Yep.
McCaffrey over, or more. Sorry, and then Josh Jacobs. Ooh, that's a tricky one.
It's kind of a lot of yards.
It's a little high. So I'll go under on that, or more or less. Sorry, and then Waller 56.5 yards. I think he hits that.
I do too.
I like this pick.
2 to win 70.
Yeah, I like this. I mean, 2 to win 70 is just such a great ROI, man.
All right, there you have it.
Jacob's got one more question before we sign off on this episode. In a standard format, you going Tone Gibson or Devontae Parker?
That one, I'll go Tone Gibson, touches. Because even if he does get around 10 touches, then that's way more than Devontae Parker is going to get against Stephon Gilmore. In a standard, I'll take Tone Gibson in this situation.
Agreed. Tone.
I'm going the other way. I'm going Parker. I'm going the proven enemy.
Really? What?
Even though he's got a tough matchup, but
tough? He was the player of the year.
How many carries did he get in college? Like, I don't know why everyone is so high on this guy. He's not a 3-down back, and he never will be in the NFL.
We're not asking him to be. We want a Swiss Army knife out here.
Bryce Love scores a touchdown tomorrow before Tone Gibson.
Okay.
Hot take.
Cool stuff.
Well, probably neither of them score, but that is a hot take. All right, so this is your first time coming across the channel. Thank you again for joining everybody that joined in live. But if this is your first time coming across the channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button so you do not miss any of the fantasy football content that we're going to be coming out with for the 2020 NFL season. Again, join us live for the live show to open the 2020 NFL Sunday action kickoff or Sunday kickoff action, whatever way you want to put it. I have not gotten the script. I need to fire my producer. If you have not yet done so too, if you haven't played Monkey Knife Fight, go to monkeyknifefight.com, create an account, use the promo code FOCUS when you sign up and make your first deposit. Until next time, everybody, we got more picks coming at you later.